Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Today on The Young and the Restless, Sharon and Phyllis awaken to find they've been taken captive and are being held prisoner in the abandoned Havenhurst Psychiatric Hospital. All products and services featured are independently chosen by editors. However, Soaks.com may receive a commission on orders placed through its retail links, and the retailer may receive certain auditable data for accounting purposes. In a darkened basement room, Phyllis and Sharon lie unconscious on the floor. A buzzer blares and Sharon covers her ears and struggles awake. Looking around, she gasps, "Oh no! No! Please!" Standing shakily, she tells herself, "It's okay. I'm ok." She calls out, "Is anyone there?" The buzzer blares again. Sharon hollers that they've got her attention. "Tell me who you are." Sharon calls out, "Is someone there?" She doesn't understand. What is this place? What happened? She wonders if she's been drugged again and hollers, "Who are you? What do you want from me?" She decides she has to get home and unearths the door but can't get it open. She bangs on it and calls out some more, crying that she has children and a granddaughter. This is a real kidnapping. You chose me for a reason. Just tell me what it is. She asks her captor to make the loud sound again if they can hear her. When the room remains silent, Sharon wonders if this is real and whether she's losing her mind. Maybe the drugs will always be with her. She decides it's real and yells out that she will protect the culprit. She warns that people will be looking for her. People who tried to hurt her before ended up dead. Taking a deep breath, she tells herself to stay calm for the kids. There has to be a way out. Spotting the window, she calls out until she turns and sees Phyllis' unconscious form. She prays this isn't like Heather and is relieved when she finds a pulse. Sharon urges her to wake up and she does. Phyllis sits up, looks at Sharon, and says, "Oh hell no." Sharon helps Phyllis to her feet and says, "It was disorienting to me too." Phyllis asks, "Where are we? What did you do to me?" Sharon didn't do anything. Someone put them there and she doesn't know why. She thought she was having a hallucination. But Phyllis is real. Phyllis asks if this is payback or phase 2. She got rid of Heather in the river and wants to do the same thing to her now because she calls her out. Sharon gripes that her sole purpose in life is to harass her every day, even now that they're stuck in there. Sharon muses, "Maybe this is your doing and you're lying to me. This is your revenge." Phyllis informs her if she wanted to inflict pain on her, she'd do it from afar so she didn't have to see her face. Sharon's sure she wants to make her suffer. Phyllis points out she was unconscious on the floor. Sharon argues that she could have been faking. Phyllis decides they have to get out of there. Sharon points her toward the door, which of course won't open. Phyllis questions why Sharon isn't crying for someone to rescue her. Sharon is a bit numb at this point. She hollers that she had to get trapped with Phyllis because nothing in her life can be easy for more than 2 weeks. Phyllis pounds on the door as Sharon tries to search her pockets for the key. Phyllis yells at her to open the door. Sharon says whoever put them in there is out there. Neither of them is behind this. The loud buzzer blares again. They cringe and put their hands over their ears. Sharon says it happened before, and Phyllis slept through it. Phyllis thinks they're doing it on purpose and can hear them. "Hey psycho, you think this is funny?" She wonders if Ian or Jordan did this. But they died. Sharon confirms this. Phyllis asks, "Then who is it?" They speculate if it's Ian's cult followers. Phyllis asks, "Why me? Let me go. Keep her." Sharon tells her this is dangerous and she needs to calm down. Phyllis yells, "I'm calm." Sharon tells her they need to figure out why they're there, who did this, and why they're locked up together. Phyllis says, "Maybe they want to watch us kill each other." Phyllis announces they need to be resourceful and suggests Sharon would rather wait for someone to rescue her. She tries to pick the lock as Sharon complains about how she tries to make her look weak. The blonde realizes Phyllis has jammed the lock and walks over to pick up the books on the shelf. They learn they're in Havenhurst Psychiatric Hospital. They bicker about Sharon's time in facilities and Phyllis being nasty. Sharon repeats that they have to figure out who did this. Why? Why there? Phyllis says, "Let's go sit down." At a table, Phyllis asks Sharon if she remembers where she was before this. Sharon said she was at Crimson Lights and went out to run some errands. It's dark now, and can't be the same night. Phyllis tells Sharon she was in her suite and having strange dreams. Sharon was having strange dreams too and wonders if they already had drugs in their system by then. Phyllis says she was planning to have breakfast with her kids the day after. Sharon says that's good. They'll be looking for her. Phyllis worries they might think she took off. Sharon's sure that's not the case. She wonders if Maria will try to contact her about Cassidy first. We can't have been gone for more than one day, can we? Phyllis knows their kids will panic. Sharon and Phyllis agree that someone doing this to their kids pisses them off. Searching, they realize they don't have their phones. Phyllis thinks this is a game and they should look for them. As they look high and low for their phones, they bicker. Sharon wonders how long this place has been closed, and Phyllis reminds her she should know. She's a therapist. They trade barbs as Sharon suggests the redhead might have borderline personality disorder or narcissism. Phyllis says if the goal is for them to kill each other, she's making it easy. Sharon is creeped out by the idea of someone listening to them or watching. Suddenly, she finds a bag with canned food. How long do they expect us to be there? Phyllis grabs the bottled water and Sharon warns that's how she was drugged in the sewer. Phyllis puts it down. She says they have to work together to get out of there so they can drink water from normal people again. She remarks that it must have been horrible in the sewer. Sharon tells her that the plan only made sense to Jordan and Diane. She's glad the cult leader is where he belongs now, in hell. Phyllis muses. Heather really did die for no reason. Because of some vendetta that had nothing to do with her. Sharon hates it. It squeezes her heart to think of Daniel and Lucy losing the person they loved. She adds that Phyllis had to watch them suffer. Phyllis points out she helped them cover it up. Sharon's free will and her sense of judgment and decency were taken away from her. She told lie after lie, and she'll never get over it. Phyllis says, "Good. You shouldn't." Sharon tells Phyllis to think whatever she wants. "I don't care anymore." Phyllis harps about accountability. She's letting herself off the hook. Sharon was given powerful, mind-altering poison. She was having entire conversations with herself, which she thought someone else was in the room. Her family could see she was off. Phyllis saw it herself, at the most convenient time. Sharon says it was hell. Phyllis argues that what Daniel and Lucy went through was hell. She threatened and accused them. Sharon's sorry about all of it. Phyllis notes that the PCP only made her attack her family. She had so many opportunities to speak up and didn't do it. She can choke on her tears and regret. Sharon questions it being more important for Phyllis to tear into her than to find a way out. To you, I'm just a target. Is she weak or a supervillain? Phyllis says, both. It depends what she wants and who she wants it from. Sharon tells her to use this energy to find a way out of there. Realizing that Phyllis is scared, Sharon complains that she's a bully full of hate and rage. When she faked her death and put her children through hell, that was her too. Phyllis says her children have forgiven her. Sharon says her spite was more important to her than her children. It took poison in her blood to make her rage come out, but Phyllis is the poison. She yells and then asks Phyllis if she wants to do something useful and get out of there, so they never have to speak to each other again. Phyllis thinks these people want her to take Sharon out, but she won't do it. She makes her own choices. Crying, she says she wants to go home and move on with her life. She tells Sharon, "We have to work together to get out of here." Sharon tells her that's the first thing she said that they can agree on. The buzzer blares again, and that music starts playing. Phyllis says this is really dramatic. They're the cast. This is the scene, and this is the soundtrack. Hey, you freak. What do you want? As the music continues, Phyllis keeps hollering at the freak and becoming increasingly agitated. Sharon tells her to stop for a second. Does this music sound familiar? It could be a message. Phyllis doesn't care anymore. Sharon points out the song is making Phyllis more tense. It's part of the game. Phyllis goes wild, banging on the door and threatening to bash in their heads. The music stops. Sharon warns. That was a mistake. They realize it's a game. Phyllis says it's us against them, and they don't know what we're capable of. Sharon says they'll have to show them. What do you say, Phyllis? You want to play? Phyllis replies, why the hell not? Looking up at the ceiling, they ask what the rules are. A disguised voice intones. Now we're getting somewhere. Phyllis asks their name. He says it's not important. The voice says this is about the two of them. No one else. They have to work as a team in this game. Phyllis asks, what's the prize? The voice replies, staying alive. Next on The Young and the Restless. Victor recruits Michael to help Lily. Damien puts down roots in Genoa City, and Adam pulls out all the stops to impress Chelsea.